Hi, I'm Jonathan Kent. I'm standing for External Communications Coordinator on GPEX. And I want to talk a little bit about messaging, because messaging is something that I've been doing through most of my professional life, whether as a journalist or in PR and communications. And one of the big challenges with messaging is making sure that what you say and what people hear are one and the same. Because there's always the danger of a gap opening up, because you say X and people hear Y. And one of the areas in which I think this is a potential risk is when we talk about the needs and the rights of minoritized groups. And we need to talk about that because there are many groups within our society who are under intense pressure, either through lack of opportunity or because they face violence or discrimination or what have you. The trouble is when you say we want to talk about the rights of whichever group, there's going to be a demographic that listens to that and say, well, they don't care about me, which is patently not true, because as Greens, we want to build a society that's inclusive and where everybody can live a life with dignity and a life with purpose and a life where they can realize their full potential. So one of the ways to deal with a potential messaging gap like this is to create an overarching messaging framework. So we talk about the rights of particular groups, individuals and so on, within the wider purpose of what the Green Party is about. For instance, one thing that I like, not wedded to it, but it's a good example, would be to talk about no one left behind. Because if you're talking about no one left behind, it's quite difficult to misinterpret that. This applies to everybody who is at risk of being forgotten, marginalized, or what have you. And this can apply not only to groups like queer people, trans people, disabled people, and people of color and so forth. It can equally apply to people who live in areas which have deindustrialized, where there are limited opportunities, where they don't have role models, where the education system is failing them, and so forth. And it's quite easy to pivot from no one left behind to nowhere left behind. So you could focus on areas which need particular help. And it allows us then, having zoomed out to the no one left behind, to zoom in whenever we need and talk about groups that are in danger of being excluded, forgotten, or what have you. But the overarching message is one of inclusion, is the one of we're all in this together. We need to build a better country for everyone. And if we think about our messaging in these terms, building 2 or 3 overarching themes which unpack into the particular things that we will want to talk about at any given juncture, then we have a better chance of cutting through. People do not pay as much attention to politics as we would like to think that they do. Most people are really not interested. Lots of people don't bother to vote. So keep the messaging simple, keep the messaging direct, keep it inclusive so people feel that we're speaking to them, and we'll be able to get a more complex message out there within that and speak directly to groups who need to hear that we support them.